Bennett back here for part 2 of our EN388 discussion. If you missed part 1, I told the story of how this label started showing up. A fascinating story, and when you're done with this video, you should go back and watch it if you haven't already. But today's episode is how to make the most of this information that's right on the back of your gloves. Anyone can use this information. All you have to do is act professionally. Act professionally? What are you implying, Bennett? Let me be clear, I'm not saying that anyone isn't already acting professionally. What I am saying is you can use the simple mnemonic to decode the numbers on the back and find out what they mean and how they apply to you. Help me out here, Scooby. Act professionally. The glove I have here has an EN388 rating of 3544. So the first number, abrasion, it scored a 3 of a possible 4 in the abrasion test. The next number, 5, it scored a 5 of a possible 5 on the cut test. This particular glove has a rating of 4 on both tear and puncture, which is the highest possible rating. To keep in mind, all 4 numbers on the back of the glove, with the exception of the cut level, are a scale of 1 to 4. Cut is 1 to 5. Abrasion, cut, tear, puncture. These are the 4 scores you get on every glove that has an EN388 label. This glove achieves the highest EN rating in every category except abrasion. However, this also is a $20 pair of gloves. I don't think that every task requires a $20 pair of gloves. The trick is to match the strengths of a glove with the task that you're performing. Let's look at tasks in the real world to find out which of these 4 numbers is most important to the task you're performing. For example, sheet metal, very low abrasion, high cut risk. You're going to want to look at a glove that's got a very high cut protection. Or if you're a roofer working with asphalt shingles, you may not need high cut protection, but rather high abrasion protection. If you're picking up palm fronds with the big thorns in them, is this a cut level problem? I don't think so. Puncture, we want the P rating. Some of you may have said on that last slide, hey, I would have used a leather glove. Well, that answer is partially correct because a lot of times in the US, it's rare you would see a EN388 stamp on a leather glove. However, we checked in Europe and typically for the abrasion protection, you're looking at a 3 to a 4. For a cut, it's around a 1 or a 2. For a tear, it's all over the board. And then for puncture, you're typically 3s and 4s, so not a bad glove for this application. As we said in the first video, not every glove is going to have an EN388 shield on it. However, for the gloves that do, it gives us a reasonable apples to apples comparison for these 4 mechanical risks. A word of caution. It is not apples to apples to compare an ANSI rating on one glove with an EN rating on another glove. Don't assume that because the glove has an EN cut level 5 that would translate over to an ANSI cut level 5. I would love to get into that into more detail, but I'm out of time. Bennett Lacey with Hub Industrial. See you next time.
Remember our quadcopter promotion from this spring? You know, the one that rewarded you with a remote control quadcopter if you purchased $800 in new line items and used the offer code? Well, we have brought it back for this fall. If you purchase $800 in new line items between now and October 31st and use the offer code FLY800, this quadcopter with the built-in camera can be yours. See our website for more details.
You're the boss!